Did Anycubic just kill off the Bambu Lab A1 and every single other entry-level 3D printing competitor out there with the Anycubic Kobra 4? This video is for you to decide. Hey guys, welcome to PrintStart 3D, and today we have the Kobra 4. It's a brand new 3D printer from Anycubic, and it's going to be their most budget entry-level machine. I saw this machine in person a few weeks ago at Rapid TCT. Back in April, and that was in Boston, Massachusetts. It was really cool to see it. It's basically a blend between the Kobra 3 V2 and the Cobra X. Also a direct competitor to the Bambu Lab A1. Although this video is not a direct comparison between the Kobra 4 and the Bambu Lab A1, we are going to be going over a bunch of the features of the new Kobra 4, so you guys can decide for yourself which one you think is better. Stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. Let's talk about pricing. The Kobra 4 right now is on pre-order in an early bird price on the anycubic.com website, which you can find in the link in the bio. The solo printer price for the single color printing is $279, and the combo with the Ace 2 Pro is $379 for the early bird price. And the shipping times for the US will be from June 15th to June 20th. For the EU and the UK, it's July 10th to July 15th, and Canada is July 1st to July 10th. I have to admit, for the pricing, they absolutely nailed it. My very first 3D printer was the Ender 3 V2 by Creality, and that thing was a nightmare to print with, and it was about $250. But seeing this Anycubic Kobra 4 right out of the box, pre-assembled, and it just blows my mind how easy this is compared to how it was just a few years ago for entry-level budget 3D printing. The build volume of the Kobra 4 is 260 millimeters cubed, and you can actually print with almost the entire build plate, which I'll show you later. It's pretty impressive. It absolutely blows my original budget entry-level Ender 3 V2 out of the water in terms of speed and performance and build quality. The actual speed is 300 millimeters per second for a default movement speed, and the max speed is 600 millimeters per second, and the max acceleration is 20,000 millimeters per second squared. Just take off the brackets for shipping. This is so the gantry and the print bed don't move back and forth, and it ensures your printer will arrive safely. There's two on each side of the gantry, and there's also two on either side of the bed as well, which you'll see here in just a moment. Once you take off these two brackets, your Z-axis will be able to go up and down, and here are the two brackets on the front of the gantry that you have to take off before you start using the printer. Here's the one in the front, and there is one in the back right here as well. There's 4 screws on each bracket, and this is what they look like when you take it off. And now you can move the gantry back and finish taking off the front bracket. To cover up the holes for the brackets, they include 2 little plastic panels that clip on pretty nice and snug to the body of the machine. Now here's the actual assembly part, and it's the print head. There is 4 screws to assemble this printer. Apart from the ones that I just took off for the brackets, there's 4 for the print head. This is easily the most beginner printer I've ever assembled in my entire life. This thing takes 4 screws and it's done. There are a few other accessories that are included, like this little brush and a needle to help you unclog the nozzle if it ever happens. There's also a Bowden tube guide that is a 3D printed part that slots in on the side of your gantry right here, and it will hold all your Bowden tubes. Now let's take a look at the quick release nozzle and the Hotend system. It comes pre-installed with a 0.4 millimeter hardened steel nozzle, and it goes up to 300 degrees Celsius for the Hotend and 100 degrees Celsius on the hot bed. It can accept a 0.25 all the way up to 0.8, a 0.6, and a 0.4 brass or hardened steel nozzle. And you can see the quick release system is pretty easy to use, and it definitely is a quick release, quick change nozzle, and then you just cover it back up with the silicone sock. Ace 2 Pro is one of the biggest upgrades compared to the Cobra 3 V2. It has upgraded motors. Now it has 4 separate motors for each color, each material. It has faster color changes. It also has a silicone seal to keep out the humidity. It has upgraded little tiny levers that help you load and unload filament, and it's got new filament guides as well. One of my favorite upgrades to the Ace 2 Pro compared to the last gen is that you can see the Bowden tubes that feed filament into your machine. So if filament breaks, you can actually fix it much easier. This is a temperature controlled and humidity controlled box that heats your filament. It also has intelligent ID, so it knows the color of your Anycubic roll of PLA or whatever material. It will auto refill your filament, and it will estimate how much filament is left on your roll as well. The Ace 2 heat up to 65 degrees Celsius, so it's suitable for a lot of different filaments. And it enables the printer to print 4 colors and up to 8 colors if you have a second Ace 2 Pro. And you can see this Ace 2 Pro holds 4 colors with 4 Bowden tubes that I'm connecting here to the printer now. I have the Cobra 4 combo, so I have the 4 color enabled, so I have a different tip on the extruder, which carries 4 Bowden tubes instead of 1. So if you got the single color one, it'll only have a single Bowden tube. The 6 pin will go to the Ace unit, and the 4 pin will go to the printer. And you can see on the side of the printer it has a USB port and the 4 pin connector. And here is the back of the printer with the power cable. The Ace 2 Pro will need a power source, by the way. That is the only downside with this setup. 2 power cords. Now that we have the machine set up, let's get started on the calibration. We're going to connect it to the Wi-Fi real quick and also connect it to the Anycubic app. There isn't a complete remote monitoring application on your phone and computer using Anycubic Next Slicer, which is Anycubic Slicer, and Maker Online, which is the repository for 3D models by Anycubic. And here I'm just going through the calibration because something happened with the initial setup and it didn't actually calibrate anything, so I just went back to the menu and selected calibration, and I did the PID calibration. There's resonance calibration, there's auto leveling calibration, and there's active noise cancellation for the motors. Calibration takes about 35 minutes, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and check out the Intelligent ID filament rolls by Anycubic. This is a PLA with blue filament, and it looks pretty nice. So let's pop it in to the Ace 2 Pro, and you can see all you do is insert the strand of filament into the orange section of the inlet, and there you go. It'll start automatically loading the filament. No need to worry about pushing it in manually like an old school printer. And of course, we have the printer completely assembled, so let's do the obligatory 3D Benchy print. If it's your first time printing, don't worry, there's some files already preloaded on the printer, like the Benchy and some other fun little prints. But if you want to get started with 3D printing, get the Anycubic Next Slicer and find a model on a nice 3D model website like Thingiverse, Thangs, Colts 3D, or Printables. And Maker Online from Anycubic is going to help you out a lot too if you're a beginner, because they do have tutorials on how to use their printers. So if you're new to 3D printing, go check out those websites and get the Anycubic Next Slicer or another slicer that you like that is compatible with the Cobra 4 and start printing. And if you're wondering why it's melting black filament right now, well, that's because my printer from the factory was tested with black filament, and there was a strand of black filament still inside of the nozzle. So the blue filament has to push the black filament out, and that you can see is happening right now. And this is called purging. This is when the printer will purge the color previously in the nozzle with the new color. And that is the blue color that we're printing with the Benchy with. And here is the time lapse. And I'm sorry, I kind of messed up the time lapse. You can't really see the top part of the Benchy, but I will show you the Benchy shortly. For a 15-minute Benchy on a budget printer that costs $270, this blows my mind, guys. It's not perfect quality, but that's not what matters. This is a 3D printer that takes 4 screws to assemble, and it's $270, and you can print a Benchy in 15 minutes. That is what matters. That blows my mind. This thing is not perfect, and it's not supposed to be perfect. You can see there's some slight defects, like on the top portion there's a line and a break in the layer lines for some reason. I'm not sure why, and it's not the most clean print ever. But guys, like I said, 15-minute Benchy on a $270 printer, like that is insane. And this is what beginners are starting with now, and it's just crazy how easy it is to print these days with new technology that's all coming out, and it's getting cheaper and cheaper. So this is absolutely putting a smile on my face because it makes 3D printing more accessible for everyone. Another great feature for this 3D printer, it has a 720p camera that is a higher frame rate than the Bambu Lab A1, so it's not going to be super laggy looking. There's AI detection, there's foreign object detection, spaghetti detection, so if your print fails, it'll stop automatically. You can automatically make time lapses and share them with your friends. And if you have a print bed with a bunch of objects and one fails, you can select that object and skip it so your print will succeed and you don't waste filament. It's a great feature. And I'm going to start another print here. It's going to be this awesome little dinosaur. I did print a bunch of other stuff. This is the flexi dinosaur. Printed this flexi dinosaur in about 54 minutes. It's a cute little spider, and it took about 18 minutes to print, and it turned it out pretty good. Don't worry, I will show you all of these at the end. Is the shark, and it took about 48 minutes. It's a cute little flexible shark. Let's take a look at the results. Here's the dinosaur that took 54 minutes to print. It looks pretty good for a budget 3D printer. There's the bottom layer, there's the sides. The top is a little rough on this one, but for an entry-level machine, I would say this is pretty acceptable. You can see the top layers here are much smoother, even though there are some streaking lines, which are very common with these fast 3D printers these days. And this bottle opener printed in about 18 minutes or so. Here is the little spider that took 15 minutes. This one turned out really good, and with none of these prints did I have a problem with the first layer, which is something on entry-level budget machines that is always a nightmare, is the first layer. But I think Anycubic nailed it with the Cobra 4 and the first layer. I'm going to show you actually a first layer test that is included with the Cobra 4 that actually blew my mind, and I'm going to show you after I show you this little shark. Here is the flexi shark that took about 48 minutes, and the top layers are pretty good. The sides are super smooth and the flexible joints are all able to move freely. And I would say this is a successful print. So there's the spider, there's the little T-Rex, there is the shark bottle opener, and of course the Benchy. So there are all the prints that I tested with this Cobra 4 3D printer, the entry-level 3D printer from Anycubic that might just be the one that you want. Let me know what you think down below, and if you want to hit up the early bird pricing of this, it is in the link in my bio. I want to show off all the waste from these prints. There is a little bit of waste from each print starting where the nozzle has to do the flow calibration, so you will have a little piece of poop or filament waste from each of these prints. And here they all are, and stay tuned, I'm going to show you the first layer test that blew my mind for something like this entry-level budget machine. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you with something that my Ender 3 V2 days would only dream of, and this is possible with the Cobra 4 from Anycubic. This is the first layer test included on the Cobra 4, and I love that Anycubic included this file on the Cobra 4 because it shows their confidence in the first layer. And honestly guys, this is quite impressive. It's not perfect, as you can see. There are some small little wavy ripple parts, and that's totally acceptable. Everything else looks super cool. Let me know what you guys would create with the Cobra 4 down in the comments, and if you want to buy one, use the link in my bio to get the early bird price. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. And if you did, let me know what you learned down below. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you in the next one.